Let's face it, there's excitement, if not electricity, in the air when we await a snow event like the one that consumed us earlier this week. And one of the best parts is knowing we can watch it all unfold from the comfort of our living room couch. Let's get serious. There's only one way to keep up with a major weather event, and that's on TV. And no one does it better than the locals right here in Boston.
And tonight, Fox 25 has a team of reporters scattered across the state.
We have a team of reporters and meteorologists out in the storm.
From roughly 6 p.m. Monday through the end of the storm late Tuesday, all the stations had reporters and meteorologists fanned across the region, from Worcester to the Cape.
This is some new video just into our newsroom from Scituate, where some roads there are washed out.
We are well into our second day of this storm. It is 6 o'clock in the evening, 16 degrees outside.
And many of the assignments were not all that pleasant.
I feel like we've been living in a snow globe, a violent snow globe for the last 24 hours.
We've been out here all night.
And along with the drama, real information and serious news about public safety.
Fox 25's Heather Hedges is live with the important information.
Meanwhile, our local meteorologists nailed the forecast. Not so much in New York.
Tonight, the biggest city in America, the city that never sleeps, is about to shut down.
Except it wasn't, prompting one CBS meteorologist to apologize.
This is a big forecast miss.
Give the guy an A for honesty. Wow, yeah. You know, we were saying, everybody tries. Radio tries, the newspapers try. It just doesn't, you're not going to, I can't wait to read the Globe tomorrow about the storm. I mean, it's just a whole other, this is really where television comes to life. No, I agree. Radio, it's just not the same. You got to see it, Adam. Radio did a great job.
It's all about your tastes. I am more inclined to look at the Globe online or to check and see what people are saying on Twitter than I am to watch TV news. I don't understand why you want to luxuriate in images of the cruddy stuff that you're going to be dealing with or were dealing with 30 minutes ago. But that's just me. That's just me. Different strokes.
I confess I didn't watch any television during the entire storm. I'm sorry. But I, like you, was following it online. It's actually interesting. There have been a number of VC-funded online startups that have really decided to invest in weather coverage. So you saw Gawker Media and Mashable and other sorts of online sites really diving in. I do think one thing that I took away from this was a re-emphasis of how New York-centric national media is.
Oh, I know.
So, because the entire narrative around this storm was nothing. Whereas in Boston, the forecast was pretty darn close to being accurate. But because it missed in New York, it was just a big joke of a storm.
Well, just to toot the Globe's horn a little bit, I work there. You can follow lots of stuff going on. There's scribble lives of contributions of lots of people being aggregated from everywhere. So it is something you can look at. I think that there's a certain pleasure in seeing it on TV. There's a more dramatic overtone than seeing things fill up your screen. That said, I think we are witnessing a kind of hurricaneization of winter storms. It's not just the Weather Channel calling a blizzard Juno. There's a more dramatic sense that you get out of broadcast now. The TV reporters who are often required to be out on live events where nothing has really happened end up being these kind of frozen sacrificial lambs who are out there in the hopes that they'll witness something dramatic. It's a mindset that that we don't necessarily get in print and online, but they're certainly fans of it.
Diplomatic, Dante.
Am I going to be all alone on this?
Well, Josh made a point that I wanted to make, and let me just emphasize that, because there's been a lot of mockery of the coverage of this storm, and it was largely because it was a bust in New York. But it was a big deal here, and I'll tell you, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the local TV coverage of these storms. I think it's overdone, and yet I have to admit that I did watch a lot of it, and it's
I did turn to the Australian Open at one point.
It's news as entertainment. You want to see whether the forecast has changed, whether it's really going to hit, when it's going to end,
or whether it's going to be dangerous. And I think that's one of the key things here, because for the most part, this was not. It was. There was a certain area of the coastal towns, north and south, but for the most part, it was a beautiful, undangerous. And so I was a little concerned that we would, or stay home, don't go out. Oh, please.
Well, the snow was much lighter and fluffier than had been predicted. Why did they get it wrong?
Emily, did you learn about Boston Yeti online or on TV?
Oh my God, I saw it online.
Okay.
My favorite, Adam didn't like the Boston Yeti.
Yeah, I was anti-Boston Yeti. Although I've communicated with Boston Yeti on Twitter a little bit, and I think I've changed my.
Is that a series of grunts?
I don't think. Is it Stephen here? I know Stephen Stephen Ear did an interview with Boston Yeti, but if it is Stephen Ear, it's news to me.
Anyway, I thought it was very clever. The guy who dressed up as the Yeti, I loved it.